Hello and welcome to my very personal view onto the Native Watercraft's newest boat on the market 2017, which you can see right here. It's the Ultimate FX13 Propel. It's in gray storm. It's an awesome color, and I'd like to go a little bit about the pros and cons about this yacht, and you probably can make up your choice whether this one or another one is the right choice for you. So this yacht, the Ultimate FX13, is a typical sit-in style kayak. It is completely different than the other ones that you probably know, like the Slayer 13, which is a classic sit-on top kayak. And the big difference is here, it's an open boat, but you have to know that water that gets in the boat stays there until you get action to get the water out. There are no scupper holes that can drain the boat itself. So if you go over water, like on the open ocean, definitely, this one is not your yak. Now I bought this yak out of the catalog. I really took the risk and ordered this boat after about 2 years of research, but the biggest concern that I really have was stability. Will this yak be stable enough to carry me along with the known comfort that I had in my rowing boat? And well, the answer to that question is yes. Stability is out of the question. You will sit in this yak like on a kitchen chair, and you will not like to go off this for another 8, 9, or 10 hours if you want to. So it's really easy to get in. You don't have to be afraid to tip it over. You just go beside the boat, you grab both sides of the rails, butt first, and there you are. You just swing your legs a little, drain off the water, swing it over, and there you are. And you sit like in a kitchen chair. Stability, forget about. So if I talk about this boat, I compare it to my style of fishing of a rowing boat before. You have to know that, because the pros and cons that I think the boat has is in conjunction with a rowing boat. I was doing this for almost 30 years or so. So the first voyage that I took was breathtaking, because the benefits of this boat and the style of fishing you're doing out of the yak is so different. It's just a revelation about fishing. The first thing that I remember after I know that it is so stable was speed. Well, you sit in this yak and you start paddling, and I thought there's some effort needed to get the boat going. But the prop that we have in here, 10 revolutions while you do 1 on the paddles. And the thrust that is created in the water let the yak go off instantly. Now I am a typical fisherman who goes trolling, and the typical trolling speed that I use is about between 2.5 and 3.5 kilometers an hour, which I know because of my GPS Lawrence fish finder, of course. And depending on the type of lure that I'm using, it's between 2.5 and 3.5 Ks. Now, the question was, will I be able to do that for quite a long time? And the answer is yes. It is so easy to keep about a speed of 3 kilometers an hour, and just to give you an idea about the effort that's needed, just picture a bicycle that you're driving downhill slightly, and the bike is just going itself, and just go along with the paddles just to keep the bike going. This is about the same effort that's needed to get the yak up to a speed of 3 Ks. You can do this all day long. Another benefit that you certainly have is because of the speed that you either can fish longer because you can get to the spot and back in no time, or you have a just wider range on the habitat that you're fishing. And this is a great benefit over all the rowing boat experience that I had before. But another benefit that I saw while being on the water is, and this is incredible guys, that you sit in this yak so easily while trolling and fishing, and you have your hands free. And this is something, you know, that is a kind of revelation to me, because you can picture yourself if you're trolling while fishing and your spouse calls, you have phone here and say, yes honey, and so on, you can do this. But now you have hands free. You can do whatever you want. You can tackle up another rod, or you can make a phone call or what else. You just have your steering rudder here to the left, and there are just very few adjustments necessary to keep the boat going straight. And this is absolutely perfect, because in the rowing boat you either paddle the boat or you fish. You can't do both at the same time. In this yak, the Ultimate FX13, that is a new game. But there's another thing I like to point out. And this is why I call this boat my silent hunter. You're going more or less into stealth mode, because while driving this yak, you are totally silent on the water. In this boat, it's a game change, because you're totally silent. The prop, once it's lowered in the water and you start paddling, you can't hear anything. At my trolling speed of 2.5 up 3 kilometers an hour, the only thing that I heard, but besides the birds around, was my dry pants that I can hear while paddling. But this is it. So because of my style of fishing, I have very shy fish going after lake trout. This is a big benefit. So you approach the spot totally unnoticed. Of course, as most of you do, you have your rod holders available. And I'm using the Scotty rod holder, and there are plenty of mounting rails that you can use to put it wherever you want to. And I have it just beside my seat. Just click it in, just like so. Put your rod in, and I just have this security line installed and put it on the rod, so that even if a big fish strikes, you won't lose your rod. Very important. Have a little word on the stowage area that you have in the back of the boat. I have put in a Kanga box for my fish. There's plenty of space to put us in a box like that, or even a bigger style if you want to. It's held by the rubber bands. It's easy to do, and it's easily accessible, as you can see. You just turn around, and I have my box right here, just like that. It has almost no weight. Furthermore, I added my anchor system, as you can see right in the back. And because I'm fishing in lakes that are pretty deep, unlike those fishermen in the US who go after bass, you have usually shallow waters. But in this lake, I usually fish at a depth of about 60 feet and even more. So I need to have an anchor system that is capable to go into that depth and still can hold my yak. Well, for that, and this is another benefit of yak fishing, I just have this little anchor. It's about 3 kilograms that I'm using, and a line that is about 150 feet long, which is just here. I just lower this lightweight anchor, and I'm standing still, even at 60 feet or even deeper. So if you like to anchor your boat in shallow waters, you can easily use this anchor trolley system, which is well known. But you see, in deeper water, it's very useless, because the thing is that if I anchor the boat in 60 feet or deeper, the angle of the line that goes from the boat to the ring and down to the anchor is too high. So the tension that is built onto the anchor trolley system is not very much appropriate for anchoring the boat in deep water. But you don't have to have that. I mean, you just lower your anchor and you fix it on a mounting that you can easily install, and your boat is totally secured and fixed while anchoring in deep water. But there's another great feature with this boat, and this is the thwart box. As you have seen it on the web already, on the iCast show probably, where they showed this boat in advance. The thwart box itself is totally sufficient to carry all the gear that I need for a day of fishing. And you will see it yourself. Usually just carry your favorite lures and stuff, and this makes this kind of light tackle fishing so attractive to me. It's all securely stowed. You have all the boxes that is needed if you go for pelagic fishing or such, having your lures, your stuff, you know, these ones. Okay guys, you know it. And it's all sit in there. Just close it and it stays dry, and it stays where it belongs to. But there's another thing that I would highly recommend. It's the seat organizer of Native Watercraft. It is installed below the seat, and it's the perfect position because you have plenty of space below the seat that you can use with this thing. It is installed. I can have my tackle boxes, like these plano boxes, right below my seat. It's easy accessible, it totally fits, and I have 2 plano boxes in here. I can also have all my accessory tools that I need. It's just like there, just one grab and you have it in your hands. And you can use this space very easily. So guys, it's starting to rain and I have to end this video. So I conclude, if you are a still water angler in calm waters, I would say this is the right boat for you. A sit-in style kayak, fast, it's silent, it's comfortable, and if you make up your choice whether this one or another one will be the right one for you, I personally would say this is the style of kayak that I was asking. First of all, this thing is made out of plastic, no corrosion at all. And the best thing of it is that I can disassemble the C-tuck within 30 seconds. You don't need any tools. You just unclick the wheel and it's gone. Furthermore, even these ones, you just go like this and you have it done in 30 seconds. And I can stow the C-tuck on my yak and it's out of the way. You don't have to leave it on the banks. So there are some landing gear offers on the web to bring your yak on the shore and down to the water, but I decided for the C-tuck because it has the benefit that I can install this landing gear very easily while the yak is in the water. If you have wheels filled with air, it might be difficult to get them under the water and fixed properly so you can drag it out. So how easy it is to just fit the undercarriage in the water, I show you how it's done. You just take the straps, just like so, and you swing the C-tuck from the back of your boat. And because it has wheels that are not filled with air, it will sink. And you just go with your yak over the C-tuck, fix it onto the bottom, fix the strap, drag the straps firm, and it's all set. All you have to do now is take your yak and drag it on shore.